everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Sword and Sorcery Immortal Souls, where we're playing the first quest of Act 1, which is the Prologue. And we're already at rock and roll, but there's a couple of things before episode 5. Yes, some slight corrections to make. As it is, it didn't affect gameplay, but it's good to go through them. Okay, first of all, I forgot to go through section 1.9 when we actually killed the raider. So I'll just explain what these loot tokens are and what we're going to do with them. But I'll read 1.9, the story event. With the help of the heroes, the merchant manages to scramble to safety along with his goods, but not before rewarding them for their help. Place a loot token in story event 1 area. So I've put 6 there because you've got 6 tokens. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to roll a die. See which one we get. And we roll a 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, so we'll get that one. We can get rid of the others and chuck them over there. And this one can go here and somebody can pick that up at some point. Speaking of picking up, Ralph pointed out what the difference was. So thanks to Ralph, who's been very helpful, and he's going to be helpful again in a minute. As regards picking up, if, for example, Icarus hadn't had a weapon equipped and he picked up the longsword, he'd still have to use an action to equip the longsword. However, if Thorgar actually trades him the longsword, then he would automatically equip it. So there is one of the differences between dropping and picking up and trading, for example. So another thing is you can't pick anything up if there's a monster there, but you can trade. So there are benefits to trading rather than dropping and picking up. But keep your eyes open for that one, because there are occasions where dropping and picking up is just a lot easier than trading. But there's a few examples of where trading is actually more preferable. And what other error did I make? Oh yes, I made an error with the Raider's attack. Now, when you attack and criticals are involved, you ignore armour at the start. If you're just going to hit somebody, so for example, he did score 2 hits on Icarus, and what should have happened is if he qualified for a critical, then it should have gone on to Icarus then before we looked at his armour. A little bit counterintuitive, because you'd think, well, how can it be a hit if his armour stops it? But that's the way it is. As it was, he didn't score a critical. He only got 1 lightning bolt. And for Dirty Trick, you need 2 lightning bolts. So he didn't score a critical. But if he had, I'd have got it wrong. But as it was, my mistake didn't really count because he didn't score a critical anyway. But yes, the critical should have gone on before any armour was applied. But he only got 1 lightning bolt, so doesn't matter. So hope that explains everything. And once again, thanks to Ralph for pointing those things out. Good job you're watching, Ralph. You're keeping me on this straight and narrow. Cheers, mate. Okay, right. So I think that is all the corrections from last episode. So let's get on with episode 5. Now we're just about to go into the time phase, but I'll just explain something just before we do, and it's regards these fire tokens, and they kick in the time phase. What happens is the first time phase after they're placed, you actually flip them over. So where it's got a 2 here, it goes over to the other side where it's a 1. So as you can see, the numbers on here relate to the duration of the fire. So they started with 2 turn duration, they're now to 1 turn because they flip over in the time phase. As regards, I'll also explain, because I don't think any of our heroes are going to get into here, before the fire goes, so I may as well explain what happens if you do walk into a place with fire. Again, during the time phase, any hero that's in a space that has a fire token will take 1 hit point of damage. But I think the fire tokens will be gone by the time we get into that corridor down there, so I've explained it now. Alright, so after all the explanations and corrections, let's get into the time phase. And here we are at the time phase. As you can see, all pretty much as was. There's Anares. Coming up is Thorgar. Everybody hasn't got any powers or anything that needs refreshing, and here's Lagon. So everybody is pretty much as they were. So let's get into the battle phase. And here we are at the battle phase. Alrighty then, what are we going to do? Oh, one more thing I should have mentioned. You'll notice that the rest of the map is missing from here. All I've done is I've moved everything across to try and save space. Like Descent, I don't think we're going to be going backwards. So I've just took all the shrine and everything out, and that corridor and the spawn point out, because the spawn point, that got closed. We're now using the new spawn point. So I thought we may as well just get rid of all this, and I've just moved everything up so it's easier for me to film. So just in case you noticed that there was some corridor missing, just pretend it's all in darkness up there. Alright, so here we are at the battle phase. Who's going to go first? Well, we're going to have Lagon go first for a change. Make a nice little change for him. Why is he going first? Well, I want these other guys to, like, have a look at this waypoint, and if possible have a look at this search token down here. And in order to do that, we really need to kill the gremlin, yeah, but nobody's anywhere near the gremlin. And as I say, I want to use the movement of these two guys to go and investigate these two corners of the market square. So Lagon is going to shoot at the gremlin. He has his funky new longbow. It's well within range, so he's going to try and hit him. So for his first action, he is going to focus. So we've already got 1 hit on this guy because we've got no night effect, and he is now going to do a little bit of combat. So we're going to use the longbow, and 1 red dice and 2 blue, and if we can get some lightning bolts, so much the better. So come on, Lagon. 1 red, 2 blue. Let's roll. Right, so that's rubbish. We've got 2 shields, which I bet I won't roll if I was rolling for defense, and we got 1 hit. So what we're going to do is we're going to re-roll the one of these blue dice with the ability of Thorgar, his Divine Aid. Let's see if we can get another hit. And we do get another hit. So we got a hit and a pentacle. So that's 2 hits, plus his focus is 3 hits. This guy has only got 3 health, so he bites the dust. He also drops some money, 5 crowns. That goes into here, and we can get rid of the gremlin. There we go. I think we've only got a blue gremlin left in the enemy deck, which is a bit grim. However, so he's done his action, and he's also done combat. So what he's going to do now is he's going to move. So his first movement, he goes into here with Anares, and he is going to flip this token here. So let's pick it up, and we got 10 crowns. So the grateful merchant gave us 10 crowns, very nice of him. So there we are, that goes, we now have 30 crowns on Lagon. Lagon is going to move again, and another free action is going to pick up this 10 crowns. We are now on 40 crowns. And as his final movement, he's going to go here. Now, it is in the spawn point, which isn't ideal. But I want him to pick up this 5 crowns. Even if we get attacked by the gremlin and he gets to take some cash offers, we do have a 5 crown piece that we can give to the... that we can let him steal. Because we have 45 crowns, so we don't actually have to summary it up into a 50 crown piece because we don't have enough yet. So that's good. Okay, and that is it for Lagon. He has attacked, used his action, and he's done his movement and done some free actions along the way. That's it for him. Next up is going to be Icarus. And here we are with Icarus. Oh, let's get rid of those. Get rid of them. And what's Icarus going to do? Well, the first thing he's going to do is move. So he's going to investigate this waypoint here. So 1, 2. Now it does have the difficult terrain, so that cost him is 3 movement to get here. So let's flip this baby over, and of course it's waypoint 3. So we'll get rid of that. Oh no, we'll keep it on the board, why not? Just a reminder if we have to go back here, but I don't think we will. And Book of Secrets. Let's see what waypoint 3 has in store for us. I think it's bad. Section 1.4, waypoint 3. Some strange noises warn you of the imminent peril. It's a trap. It's a trap. So the active hero draws and applies a trap card. Brilliant. Right, so trap cards are here. And we get Teleport. Unless save, each hero within one area is moved to a spawn gate rolled using a blue die. Well, there's only one spawn gate, the other one's shut. So we're not going very far anyway, even if we fail to save. So teleport is what happens. So what's his save? Icarus saves with a pentacle. So, but he's lucky as well. So we've got to roll 2 dice. 2 blue dice, and we're looking for a pentacle. And he gets 2 pentacles. So he doesn't move anywhere. And we've got to roll Lagons within one area, but even if he gets teleported, he gets teleported to the same place. So his save is a hit. He needs a hit symbol. And he gets a gremlin. So he didn't save, but he's already nearest to the teleport anyway, so he doesn't go anywhere. And Thorgar is out of range. Okay, so he's used an action to actually have a look at the waypoint. He's moved. He's got another action though, and with his extra action he's going to dash. So he's going to dash out of there. Remember, he's coming out of the difficult terrain, so that'll only cost 1. So he comes out to here. So anything else he's going to do, there's no combat or anything. And similar to Lagon, there was no enemies on the board, so we don't have to draw an encounter card or anything of that nature. Oh, we can turn that enemy scroll over. And that is it for Icarus. So next up is Thorgar. And here we are with Thorgar. He's going to move. He's going to go 1, 2. Now, we've got the extra symbol here, so he needs another 2 movement. So he's also going to use an action to dash. Yeah, so he's going to use 3 movement and action to dash to get 4 movement. And that's enough for him to get in here. And then what we've got here is a search token. Now, unfortunately, he cannot actually turn that over, I don't think, because I think you need an action to do that. I'll just check. I'm back. Yes, he does need an extra action, so there's nothing else he can do. He's not going to do any... obviously, he's not going to do any combat because we haven't got any enemies, and he isn't going to do any free actions. So that is it for Thorgar. That is it for the battle phase, so let's move into the event phase. And here we are at the event phase, so we just have to turn this baby over and flip it over, and we have Divine Gift. Based on the active hero's soul, which is Thorgar, one hero heals 1 HP. Oh, very good. So if we'd been Chaos, we would have suffered a hit point, and neutral, we could have chose the effect, which would obviously be heal. So a hero can heal 1 hit point. Very good. And, oh, I suppose that's next turn. So as we go through next turn, Thorgar will be able to heal a hit point, and Icarus will be able to heal a hit point, and so will Lagon. So that'll help us out next turn. Right, that is it for the event phase. That is it for this turn. So let's get into the next turn, and the next turn is going to be a time phase, which means we get rid of these. So the fires have actually gone out, so we can discard those, and that means we can head on to the Cathedral, does it not? But let's quickly go through the time phase. And here we are in the time phase. No major changes for Icarus. He's laughing chocolate biscuits. His lucky did refresh there. Same for Thorgar. He's fine. And as for Lagon, the only difference is he's got a bit more cash there. You can see on the right hand side he's got 45 crowns. Okay, let's get to the battle phase. And here we are at the battle phase, and our first hero to go is going to be Icarus, I think. So, what are we going to have him do? Well, I think we need to get in here. So we need to get into the Cathedral. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to have an open door action. So he's going to open this door, like so. Now that's going to do a couple of things. One, we've now got line of sight to this guy, so we've got to flip you over immediately. And yes, it is a single enemy, as we thought it would be. And we've got to pull an enemy card, and we get the blue gremlin. Fortunately, it doesn't have the enemy power, which is cool. So what we've got to do is we'll pop him there. Let's put the door here out of the way. So we'll pop him there so he doesn't get an enemy power. We will have him stood here like so. And oh, one thing of course is we've got Divine Gift. So we've activated, so he actually goes up to 7 health. Yeah, we'll do that now. I should have done it right at the beginning of his activation, but we'll do it now. So he's at 7 health. He's moved 1, 2. Interrupted his movement to open this. Then he's going to take a trap card. Yeah, we've got to do a trap card first, because he opened the door. And we get, oh no, we don't need blinded. Look at that, it is a Icarus as well on the artwork. Unless save, each hero within one area becomes blinded. Well, that's only him. the others are more than one away. So let's do this blindness. We've got to save, so he's lucky again. Yes, his lucky was it only lasted for one turn, so it did flip back. And that means he gets to roll 2 dice and pick one. We need a pentacle, and we got 2 pentacles again. So he did save. He didn't go blind, didn't get the blind condition, and that means we can carry on now. And he's got 1 movement left, so he's actually going to move into here, and he is going to start fighting this guy. I'm going to have to move the camera a bit, aren't I? Let's move the camera a bit. There we go, that's a bit better, so we can actually see him. We're not quite at the story event card yet, that's in here, so we don't have to flip that over. So leave that here. So he's moved, he's used 1 action to open the door, he's avoided a trap, he's finished his movement, he's still got an action left because he's soul rank 2. He is going to focus because he's going to fight this guy. So that is 1 hit. He's got 1 hit immediately. We'll just check the blue gremlin map scroll. I don't think he's got any armour. No, he doesn't. Hasn't got any armour at all. So that's pretty cool. Pop that up there. So we're going to attack with our longsword. We've got 1 hit already. We've got 2 hits because the longsword gives us another hit. And we roll 2 red dice. So 2 hits plus whatever we've got here. We get another 2 hits and a lightning bolt. The lightning bolt gives us an extra hit, so we ended up with, what was it, 5 hits there. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. So that is enough to kill this guy. Icarus is just on fire, so we can get rid of those. And 10 crowns gets dropped. Didn't get Soul Shard, unfortunately, but we did get the 10 crowns, so put those down here. And any free actions, well, he could pick that up as a free action, but he's not going to. He's done all his movement, and that's good because we don't think we will turn over this story event just yet. It's bound to be like the other one. We're bound to get a load of monsters. Oh, we can get rid of blindness as well. Put that into the trap discard. So I think we'll leave that till next episode to actually turn that over. But as it is, we've got Icarus. He's at the forefront ready, which is great. That is it for Icarus's go, because we don't need to do an encounter card because he just killed the blue goblin. Because he killed the blue goblin, he had to save, of course, for the spines. But the spines obviously get knocked back by his armour. 2 damage off the spines. He's got an armour of 2, so he's fine. Get rid of these, and that means we need to do a blind shuffle and a cut, and the enemy deck is back with us. And that's it now for Icarus. Who's going to go next? I think we will have Thorgar go next. And here we are with Thorgar, and I've had an idea. He is not going to search, we're going to have Lagon search. What Thorgar's going to do, Thorgar is going to go 1, 2... In fact, that's not going to work, because I didn't add it up correctly. I was thinking of getting Thorgar to actually... Oh no, it is going to work. 1, 2, 3. So he's going to come to here, and he's within range now. I think he's got a range of, yes, it's a range of 1, so he has got Icarus in range, and he's going to heal 2 hit points off him. So he was at 7, so he's gone up to 8, so he's at full health. We may need that for when whatever happens, the boss fight or whatever's going to happen in here. So that's his action. Has he got any free actions? No, he's not going to use any. So that is fine. And that is it for Thorgar. Next up is Lagon. And here we are with Lagon. He's going to go 1, and then he's going to spend 2 to actually get into this difficult terrain here. He's got an action left, and he is going to search. So what we've got to do, I believe, I'm just going to check in the rule book. Bear with me. Under searching, I think we've got to roll a die. Won't be a second. Search. To use this action, the hero must be in the same area with the search area token. He is. And must not be engaged in combat. He isn't. While searching, flip the token and roll a red die and apply the result indicated by the token. Any other die result means nothing has been found. When finished, remove the search area token from the map. Okay, so we flip this over. And if we get a lightning bolt, it's a trap. And if we get a pentacle, we get a loot bag. Alright, so red die, which has flew off somewhere. Replacement red die. And we found the double S's, which is nothing. So there was nothing there, an empty bag. So that was pretty crap, wasn't it? But never mind. Okay, at least we went and had a look. So he's done that, and there's not much else to do. So he used his action in order to search. So he hasn't got another action, so he can't dash. He's got no free actions that he can use. So he's just going to stay there. That is the end of the battle phase because there are no enemies to draw an encounter card for. Alright, so we're pretty much set up now for going into Cathedral. We've opened the door, we've killed the gremlin that was guarding the door, and we're ready to move on. But that will be next episode. But just before we get to the end of this episode, we have the event phase. Oh, one other thing, just before I get to that, because it's the event phase, I'm going to have to flick over Divine Gift. Both of these guys became active. The law player was Thorgar, so he actually goes back up to 6. So he does get a hit point back, which is good. And our neutral player, which is Lagon, he would have healed a hit point, but he was already at full health, so he's fine. Right, let's move into the event phase. And here we are at the event phase. I've just moved the event cards down. So Divine Gift goes to the back. He says flipping them all over. So that goes to the back. How many have we got left? We've got 1, 2. We've only got 2 left. Ah! So what's that? 4 goes. Got 4 turns left. Although it might be 5. In fact, yes, we've probably got 5 turns left. The reason for that is we do have Story Event 2. If it's like Story Event 1, that'll get plonked on here. So, looks like we've probably got 5 turns to finish this off. So, cutting it a bit close. So, we did pretty well there. We killed the green gremlin that was at the spawn point. So, that was cool. We investigated the waypoint number 3. Turned out to be a teleport trap, but we got away with that one. We investigated a search token down here, but there was nothing there. And that meant Icarus could go open the door to the Cathedral. He killed the blue gremlin that was guarding that door. It dropped 10 crowns here that we haven't picked up yet. And basically we're just getting ready to come into the Cathedral here next turn. And what we'll do then is we'll get on with the denouement, because I should imagine as soon as somebody walks into here and we trigger Story Event 2, then all hell is going to break loose. I don't think it's a case of like we just walk into the nave and the abbot turns up and says, "Oh, very well done, you've won." I have a feeling something is going to happen. Otherwise they wouldn't have a shrine here. And there is another waypoint. Waypoint number 2 is down here as well. As well as, if you recall as well, just down here, we have a locked door, an actual locked door and a locked chest. So I doubt the game is going to give us that without a fight. But all that will be next episode. So thank you for watching. Thank you for all the subscriptions, for all the views, for all the likes and the dislikes, because you're still watching. So God bless you. Thank you very much. Thanks for anybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site. Similarly, anybody who's been across to BGG and liked the video threads over there, made a comment, dropped Geek Gold, any of that sort of stuff. Thanks for all the help and support. People like Ralph, who are keeping me going. And speaking of which, give this a once over, Ralph. Let me know if I've made any errors, mate. Put it in the comments and I'll try and fix it for next turn. So you're doing a great job. Thanks a lot. And other than that, oh, yes, I think that is pretty much it for episode 4. So I hope that you will join me in episode 5, where we're getting towards the climax of this quest. I hope to see you there, but until then, this is me, Catweazle, saying toodaloo.